Vintage guitars can be some of the most expensive guitars on the market today. And other than maybe vintage guitars that were once owned by famous players, they're some of the highest. An example of a vintage guitar owned by a famous player just in the news today is that Rory Gallagher's famous Strat is going to be auctioned off this coming October. That'll likely go for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But there's other vintage guitars that even no association to players can go for big bucks. Take the 1959 Gibson Les Paul. Those can go anywhere from $300,000 plus. And even then, that's still not the most expensive vintage guitars. The 58 Carina Vs and Explorers can be $600,000, even $800,000 plus. Some of the most expensive guitars ever. And that unfortunately means that mere mortals like you or I won't likely be able to own a vintage guitar. They are just very, very expensive, unless some sort of fantasy idea happens where they end up in a secondhand store and you can buy it. Like, that's what I always think when I walk past like a charity shop. One of these days there's going to be a 59 Les Paul on the window and I'll be able to get it. Very unlikely, but a guy can dream. But one person on Reddit as of yesterday is living the dream, because he posted this on r/guitar. He said, "Found this at an estate sale for $200. Somebody please tell me it's fake before I go into cardiac arrest. Haven't seen the wiring yet, but from an outside glance, the only thing that looks unoriginal is the truss rod cover. It feels and smells like a really old guitar. No original hardshell case. Came with an old legit Gibson hardshell though. But if it weren't so completely ridiculous, I'd be inclined to believe it's the real deal. A genuine 1952 gold top. Can anyone out there confirm or deny these suspicions? Looking to get a second opinion from the internet while I call around to some local experts and probably Gibson to see if anyone can confirm or deny." And ladies and gentlemen, that is what looks to be a 1952 Gibson Les Paul gold top. The checking looks real. You can kind of look at it doesn't look deep like you see when people use razor blades when they're cutting in on finishes to try and relic guitars and make them look like that. Then again, you can still fake that by freezing the guitar, but you'd be able to tell in the pickup cavities if that was the case most of the time. It looks good. Tall pots, which is original. Fretboard is very dark, which is a good sign, because in the 50s they used Brazilian rosewood, which they don't use now. It's kind of endangered. And also the inlay looks like it's about to fall out, which is ironically a good sign because they were known to shrink. So, you know, if it's shrinking here, that's a good thing, or at least for originality. And the fretboard looks very worn as well, which is a good sign. Yeah. Headstock looks good. Yeah, the truss rod is not original. The Clusons look era correct as well. They've got the single ring tuners and then the single logo, like one strip down. That's era correct for that time. And there's probably not a serial number, right? Yeah, there's no serial number, so that would have been era correct as well. Okay, yeah, that looks like the real deal right there, or at least what I can tell from pictures. But $200. This guitar, let's just let's search it up on Reverb, because I'm pretty sure it'd be like 30,000, 40,000, something like that. Okay, well here's one in Ireland actually. I think that's from Sumneck Guitars. Yes, Sumneck. That's a 52 with looks to be more damage on the finish, and I mean probably original case though. And yeah, original truss rod cover. But that is 35,000 euro. I wonder what that's in dollars. Let's just quickly check. $40,000 for that. It does look all original though. They have a replacement bridge, but the original is included. So yeah, makes sense. And it has the original hard shell case. Okay, so that's all original for 40 grand. But this guy got a very close to all original for $200. Oh my gosh. He has so much luck. He also uploaded a video to showcase that it was real.
Here it is. Noodle around a little bit.
it sounds good. So yeah, that guy might just be the luckiest guy as of today. By the way, his post, because all guitar players are wish they were him, 36,000 upvotes in one day. And also, if we go to Reverb and look at like even the prices for the parts, this is a 52 first example jack plate, the little piece of plastic that you might find a replacement for about $3 is up for 1,300, and one screw hole is actually intact. Okay, the vintage market is a bit weird. What's more common, actually, there's another one, $41,000 or $45,000, sorry, for a 52. What's more common to see on 52s is something like this, where it's a bit cheaper, 30 grand. People route the P90s for humbuckers, they redo the bridge, they refinish the entire guitar to look like a 58, 59, 60 era Les Pauls, but they're 52s, still 30 grand. But I'm sure our lucky Redditor could probably find an original hardshell case and an original, like a truss rod cover or something, and he could vastly improve his resale value on his guitar if he so desired to sell it. Granted, he would have to put in a bit of an investment because, like, just 6 tuners is $1,400. But it's not all that uncommon to see guitars, vintage guitars, that are in terrible condition or just cast aside and no one wants them until it comes time to sell them, and then people realize what they have. The case that I think of is one of Bonamos's 58Vs. Like I've said in the beginning, those are some of the most expensive guitars ever. $600,000 to $800,000 that they can go for and have gone for. But someone had one and they stored it in a bin liner, in a trash bag, a bin bag, up against a wall is where it was found. So yeah, it's possible to find vintage guitars that people just forgot about or didn't really care about, that might be very good guitars, very good players. But best of luck to Mr. Redditor, who, well, I mean, he doesn't need best of luck, he just had the best of luck. But good for him. So that's just a quick unscripted video, just cause I thought that was cool, and he's living the dream, and I want to be too. Hopefully some of that luck rubs off on me, or maybe you like the video for good luck. Ooh. Okay, and subscribe if you want to see guitar videos, I guess. Anyway, see ya. Bye bye.